Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment of our program brought to you by A.G. Hines Company. If you're in need of building supplies or the tools to get your project done right, A.G. Hines Company is the place to turn first. The big chain stores are handcuffed right now by supply chain issues. A.G. Hines Company is not. They don't have to share tools, material with any other sister stores all over the country. It stays right here. And with 100 years of experience, believe me, they got the connections to get everything you need. If you've got a project, get with A.G. Hines Company first. Guarantee you they'll take care of you and get you what you need. Visit aghines.com to learn more. Call them right there. Go visit them downtown Knoxville. A.G. Hines Company. Let's welcome in the next two members of our panel. We're going to be rotating all day long. We have right here Ryan Callahan from GoVols247.com. It's your time of year, man, with the early signing period flaring up, so thanks for being here.
Absolutely.
Right down there as I choke, we have Vince Farrar from, it's the whole, why didn't we just bring a bus? We got the 91.1 Sports Animal crew right here. So, Vince, thanks for being here.
Thanks, John.
All right. Let's take a look at the other SEC bowl games to start off this segment. We're going to do rapid fire with all the guys, but if we have that graphic we can throw up, there it is. Tennessee's bowl is not included in that. You see the playoff games up at the top and then everything down the list. But I'm going to ask Josh and Jimmy here, I don't care, you guys can fist fight over who goes first. In terms of the bowl for the SEC teams that you are most interested in seeing, what are you most interested in?
Jimmy, I'll let you go first.
Very kind of you. It's like a debate stage.
Yeah.
Mississippi State against Texas Tech. Mike Leach, his former school. There's no telling who he might put in a locker room.
Box.
I'm looking forward to that. I want to see what he does against Texas Tech. You know he's going to have a few comments to make beforehand. You know he's going to throw 98 passes. I'm looking forward to seeing Mississippi State and Texas Tech.
They still have a lawsuit going, do they not? He's still searching for some money, I believe, from Texas Tech from when he feels they wrongfully got rid of him.
It's in the locker room.
I'm surprised that one actually got through the conference offices, because that's going to be a lot of uncomfortable questions that week. Josh, is you the same, or have you got another one up there that you're excited about seeing?
And I'm sorry, did I miss it? The playoff games, are they on the table?
I'm taking them off the table. Well, obviously everybody wants to see them.
Yeah, so I'm actually going to go, and maybe it ends up being a bit of a punishment, Missouri Army. Army running the football, Missouri trying to stop that run.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so it's not the highest profile by any means, but in terms of matchup, I'm actually interested in how that goes.
All right, very good.
It might take 20 minutes to play that game. Yeah. Do the math, how's that work? But with the way that they run the ball, it could go quickly.
All right, what about games you are least interested in off that slate?
At this point in the season, I know they took Alabama to overtime, but I'm kind of out on Auburn. Yeah. I think their fans are too, so Auburn, Houston.
Yeah, Houston's not a draw either. Jimmy?
Yeah, Kentucky and Iowa. I don't think either one of those. Kentucky's going to run it, and Iowa's not going to stop them probably, but I think Iowa's overrated. I don't think they're very good. I don't have any. Neither one of those offenses appeal to me. Mm-hmm. I just don't. I see that's a boring game.
All right. There are some good matchups. That Florida UCF. Mm-hmm. Florida, they don't want to play them. You've got what was the other one there that popped out? North Carolina, South Carolina, although they play on occasion. But there's some decent ones.
Wake A&M's pretty good.
Yeah. That is. So, all right, very good. Let me go to a rapid-fire question for Ryan Callahan here. Tennessee will play a bowl game in Nashville, as we discussed in the first segment. Then they'll play their spring game in Nashville, as the work is done on Neyland Stadium this spring. Then next year they'll close the year in Nashville against Vanderbilt. So I'm going to give you your choice, and you can't chuck Cavaleris and say a little bit of both. Either A, that's terrific for mid-state recruiting, or B, that's too repetitive for the fan base.
I don't think it's too repetitive for the fan base. I see nothing but positives. I do think the recruiting benefits of playing a bowl game in a certain location can be vastly overrated, though, because one thing about it is it happens during a dead period. So coaches can't meet face-to-face with any of the prospects that come by and watch practice and things like that.
Can't they?
They can come by and watch, but there's some benefits to that, but it's not the end of the world either. So I think there's some benefit there, but it's overplayed sometimes. And then on the flip side, a lot of fans in Tennessee. I think one thing it does on a national scale, it shows the strength of Tennessee's fan base, because you're going to have an orange stadium in a city different from where they normally play. So I think it's a good showcase for Tennessee's fan base as much as anything, but otherwise, not a huge negative. I see it as mostly a positive to reach out to a large fan base in Middle Tennessee.
Okay. Vince, I've got one for you that part of me says, well, this is a stupid question. The other part, well, I'll give you the reason that I'm putting it in here. You look around the country, look at the bowl list. Birmingham has a bowl. Who wants to go to Birmingham? Shreveport has a bowl. Okay, you got gambling, I guess, down there.
And my family.
And well, okay, Jimmy wants to go to Shreveport. That's it. Mobile, Alabama, Boise, Idaho, Montgomery, Alabama, Annapolis, Maryland. My question is, Knoxville has the most visited national park in the country right in the back door. It's easy to get to with I-75 and I-40. Anyone can get here. You've got Dollywood for Christmas stuff, if you want to do that kind of thing. You've got Neyland Stadium sitting over there. When they've let people use it before, they've used NFL games. They've allowed the high schools to play in there. Should Knoxville get in on the bowl thing? Vince Ferrara.
It really is a great question. I mean, you think about, Visit the Smokies and all the Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, everything that they have out there. So many sponsors that are out there in marketing that could be that key sponsor.
Go ahead and throw out what we were discussing beforehand. I'm cool. Free plug for this group.
Yeah, it's the Bush's Baked Beans Bowl.
If you've got a
in
Duke's
Knoxville.
Mayo Bowl, you
Right.
can have the Bush's Baked Beans Bowl or the English Mountain Springwater Bowl.
Right. There's so many of them. I mean, obviously, Pilot in the state and so much more. That's the key, though, is there has to be a sponsor to make it all happen. Barstool Sports has their own bowl and their own broadcast of their bowl. So you can pretty much do whatever you want if you have that key sponsor. There's so many things that are attached with it. There's really not much case for why it hasn't happened yet.
Well, I understood it when there were 20 bowls.
Right.
But now that there's 40 and every other town in America has one, Frisco, Texas has 2, I think. Come on. I mean, that's an opportunity to get some money in the coffers around here. So I'm
Sports Animal can provide the broadcasters, so they're good to go there.
There you go. There you go.
When I asked that question a while back at Tennessee, they said, we don't want to get stuck playing a bowl game in our backyard. We want to go somewhere.
Don't want to. Well, just
Of course,
don't
now
make
they've been stuck without going to bowls.
I'd be happy to play it. Yeah. Well, I mean, here's the thing, though. Then don't sign an SEC agreement. Bring an ACC and a Big Ten team down here to Knoxville.
Vandy
Heck, all
was
those Big Ten people come down to Gatlinburg and Dollywood anyway.
Vandy's not too worried about the Music City Bowl.
All right, very good. The early signing period kicks off on Wednesday. What's the best case scenario for Tennessee? Let's talk recruiting. We got some interesting numbers coming up that there are a lot of theories about why the program has kind of gone south over the years. I went back and did some math, and we all know the theory is correct, but boy, the numbers really back it up even more than I expected. So we got a lot of stuff to come. Come on back on the Sports Source.